No numni fano enya ahwe so off kasamfo na yebutu Taifa Johnson enkra krokesie mu na yatopete Ghana ewiase animu adasa wei enwumre nsama yaboaboa no se off enwumre kase bo ana musomfo na akwasi amofa de Ghana nyina da agematum se ba kan kase bo me na medikan maba betena ha eden semi eba besew yen semi echegu ewa abefontentam fidie ye Facebook ubenya yo ho off TV sanso na YouTube ewono so off TV so oko Google Play Store so ewono so ya app kama da ho ya no off TV app found sabo so no download your fabra mobile phone so afi baby bia da wonam no obetimi ahwe yen ewe enwuma ye nyinemu ensemi ya Refiners Tap International ende kura mi mu a mede ebreo afi yenhwe ne eba bedi mu akotire no ebi Ghana man panyini John Dramani Mahama etimi atokwan amakua yemfidie ebeye 1840 ede besese kuaye ewo man munu enyinada Sansu ena yedieni ebechemu ewa konfo Anochi Teaching Hospital menuka say ayarefo dom etumi aka ho na duriyefo nso etumi ejina one na nso ehu akwantuo no eso afi yedieni bechemu osuani bi adaya na yaresabia emu ewa sania wakasa ochechefo bi etumi abono ewo sukumu efa ye hostess sika bi ho a menuka say police fo etumi akwafa no afi abanso nhwehwemu kase ewo MMDS nyinamu ewo adanse hutumi ekrata emranso eso yebebo ewramu nso osika kokko a Ghana yetunu eno NSC ye osuafo a ono enhwe galamsen sensem so etumi akase yanhwe ya ebetumi adane no me ede ama oman Ghana sanso na kajetia first 2 ejuma ya no etime sia kwansidie kase science wontia no ehu enti afia de ni betremu abra amonone nsem no Nigeria fo ebo South Africa fo kokko ewo xenophobia ni amana manfo soritia ekoso no ehu medame hutao na makwaba meba ensem bebre keka we hu no don hwe ba ko metimi asane po na amabonum ede amawo Mamin sansu ema wakwaba wabra mi borra ensem ni munu na mesase de free Ghana man panyini Yera John Dramani Mahama na suya ye wabra watimi di nani chemu ewa Belarus no watimi akokrakua yemfidie beye 1840 every Belarus wade ba makua ye a ewa man mu nyinafo atimi anya bi ede ayekua na okasa sansi se yi eka aban ne kua ye mu nsakraye nsese ye ho na ne buta ye nyina ne se ebe makua ye atimi etumpon na afi kua ye atimi ayefo na afi mfidie abakuaye emu ose wo sekwan se mfidie no ebeka aye tractors harvested prof ni mfidie ahodo a ebema akuaye aye adwuma ntam na afi wonya no baye enso api eno na wo kase se mfidie efata etimi esaso ade makuaye fo a ebabu amaduane etimi aye bebre na til eniema esai ewo twabra no so na ma adwuma ye etumi aba na ye ntie nsema Ghana man panyini John Dramani Mahama attitude our Belarus.
Agriculture represents perhaps the greatest immediate opportunity for collaboration between our two countries. Belarus has earned a global reputation for excellence in production of agricultural machinery and equipment, fertilizer production, and agro-industrial systems. Ghana is currently undertaking one of the most ambitious agricultural modernization programs in its history. Through our Feed Ghana program, we're investing in mechanization, irrigation, improved seeds, livestock development, and agro-processing. We're establishing farmers' service centers across the country to provide machinery, technical support, and modern farming services to Ghana's farmers. Indeed, the ongoing procurement of agricultural machinery from Belarus for these centers is a practical example of how our partnership is already yielding tangible results. As I speak today, Ghana has placed an order for 1,840 pieces of agricultural equipment from Belarus. Agriculture represents perhaps the greatest immediate.
No one kasamu any fidia what to me akakrasa or the ba man Ghana mu o sene be ya kuaye ebe ya fo na afa mebunu e de omo ho age kuayem na aduane atimi adoso ama Ghana sikasam agina no eno no man pani ekase kuaye da tin agina mfidie ene nimdie efofo so wose bra kuafo ede eye aso ene brantan kotokuro sofi ne savo edono sabra no etumi atwam eno no man pani ni se Ghana pese woni amanfo froso etumi esi akan ema aduane doso a esese ye di mfidie esekuaye mu osanso ka se we ba twetwemrante ene maba wapi etumi ediaba kuaye mu na yentie nsema odi tuja wabra na ochechwe mfidie awodo a odi ba Ghana no emu.
And it's my hope that we'll be able to acquire some of these for our farmers. Now farming and agriculture is becoming increasingly mechanized. The hoe and cutlass agriculture is gone, and so we need to provide centers where the farmers can come and get the services of the machines. The farmers don't need to own the machines, but if they need the service of a tractor or a combined harvester, they are able to do it. And what I've seen here is very impressive. These are beautiful machines. We just have to make sure that the after-sales service is perfect so that the machines can be maintained so that they can stay and work for a long time.
Yakopiemu ewe tifidu mantemu ana yakopiemu mfimfi mantemu na yakopiemu ewe Cape Coast na endrata na ya World Environment Day na enumu ana mpanifo wo Cape Coast etimi afra wo manfo se wontimi emwa na wontimi emfa enianum awodo wontimi nsisi Cape Coast abonten so esia so ne kwa yebrito bi mu sade be betumi aboa ema yakwaya esenu etumi agina eno na Forestry Commission no etumi kase obedua nia be opepim eduasa ewo oman ni mu eno no se we beboa makwaya ese no asansu ayeye na afi etimi atia nsakaye bia ewiem tibia emu adibema eno ena ose nsuo bebo nsuo ho ban enframa nso ho ban be yamframa pa etimi ahome afi betimi amensuo nso etimi agina krogen efise enua eyade a eno ene nipa enkwa etimi adi free ma yaje ahome na ahome nso etimi adi komu eni tomu sigina ye so bibia da a wo Cape Coast abonten so emfa ne hunshem sane be ya enua be opepim eduasa no omo betimi adua bi ewo Cape Coast abonten eso.
Purpose why his president John Dramani Mahama is commemorating this event is that to inculcate into our children the spirit and the culture of planting trees. Today we are planting 30 million trees across Ghana, and the theme for the occasion is forests and economies. We all know that trees create jobs, trees does everything. So Cape Coast, we are planting about 350,000 seedlings. We are urging all and sundry institutions, religious bodies, chiefs, and what have you, to come in their numbers to plan so that we also achieve the target that has been set before us.
And of course, the president is doing that as president initiative. And it cut across all MMDAs in Ghana. Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly, as rightly said by the forestry, has a very good landscape. And of course, we have also envisioned that in our 8-year development plan to make Cape Coast one of the greatest cities with debt-free and green environment. I initially also brought up what you called Green Cape Coast. So this is in line with the vision of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Now, recent happening in respect to the disaster and the problems we are facing as a result of rains is as a result of
Yaboremu ewan semfu from na yakwa piemu ewa Ministry of Local Government ena etumi ede ensam ede atu justice sia wo be call MMDS nyinamu akwahwere se we di building permit emrane so ana eno na o twa sem so emobutaye ebetumi amohun from so a emankrofo binum tumi si adan a wonya ho kwan obekona kwabrane etumi esidan ewo nsuo mu nsuo anamu anajo na bi mu esidan obekone atro ho say stop work by KMA by AMA nanso bekom no no ankasa ena atro edi egu ho edan na wosini yema ho kwan nanso na fa ho seseye afimpenifo bi so di sika gu motom na mo nam ekwan a achew so edi nsase no ma ensa emfata edi mankofo bi esidan edi siwo eno na o chew mu kire se ebi mo sisi dan a wo mu eni ho kwan ntepenifo se omo hwe no motimi asemna ne den na we bebua madam bubuo ni nsuyira ensuo to a ema enkran nyina yiri kumasi na yiri udu ani chemo kebkos na yiri takrade krade bobo ebama esote ama Ghana yetumi SCP etumi esita na yentie nsema Ministry of Local Government etumi ekaye.
We realize that during this recent rains, it has been very, very heavy, and there's a lot of flooding everywhere. Even in my constituency, there's flooding everywhere. And what are we doing about these situations? We realize that people are building on waterways, people dump refuse into the drains, and so when it rains, the drains get choked. And so when it rains, the water wants to find its level, so it enters the communities, it enters the homes of people, and it doesn't help us as a people. And at the end of it, people are calling the authorities. And I would want to ask, what are we, the authorities, also doing? People develop areas without recourse to the assemblies. They do not obtain permits. They do not apply for permits. And if the people are doing that, what are the assemblies also doing? They are the authorities. They are the authorities that are working in the various districts. And so, if an authority has not given you a permit, the authority has the right to stop that building from going on. You will see that sometimes the right stop work. The stop work will be there, the people will be working, they will complete the project, and when we have to demolish, we have to find resources as a government to carry out these demolition exercises. And so we are looking at going into the MMDAs, visiting the districts, so that we'll find out what actually...
Traditional Council and Etumidi some at the Ababetuja a big push road project no at home. Akasakasa kakresi efa ekwan no asasene fa bia ebefa omusiama omususu se baby amoba be yikwan na fa no ache se empanifo tena se no omo kasansa eno no muchrom se uka oman bia mu anakro bia ma omo baby a omo yesu we frebi se bonsambo ai bi o ha obonso mato eya hia ni ban ede afa ho na afika yi na ho akwesi bro ni fra no se run about o etwa ho na ekoba na sanya ma no se wo ye contract ana contract anya the contract the amount second ne koye kwan hodo a tese okohu na nanom na afi etumi gu nsa eya amamre ne amane ansa na watumi ede eya caterpillar no ede esisu ede adwukwan ne so ede ne sefata ede agusu eno na wakase esese woni won etimi edi nkomo ansa na wayesa adwuma no eno no se hu hia so ne amahene ni patamfo ne di nkomo ewo nkoso adwuma biada ho ansa na otimi ababeye ekwan no na yentie nsema eye Nkunsunkum Traditional Council etimi editu eja.
From today, every Nkusukum town, including Nkusukuma Masi, should preface its signboard with Nkusukum. Example, just say Yamanasa should preface it Nkusukum Yamanasa. Igwase Nkusukum Igwase. Raba Nkusukum Raba. Ogwekume Nkusukum Ogwekume. Beware Nkusukum, beware. As for Kuntu, they have already done it. All the Nkusukum towns should preface the Nkusukum to the name, including everywhere. Amase, everywhere.
All and
we are going to name the runabout Nkusukum Mankesin Runabout land and Nkusukum land. Only. There is no even let me see. I am a technical person. I know what I'm saying. Not 1 meter stretch of road passing through any other traditional council in Makassar apart from Nkusukum and Ekufi. The whole of the road in Makassar.
Lay emphasis.
Yes, I'm emphasizing that pass through Nkusukum and Ekumfi, and we are the ownership. The runabout in Mankasim belongs to Nkusukum Traditional Council and has been a hub for our traditional and heritage symbols from today.
Ye tabli Ghana for akakopiemu ewa Asante Mantamu Kropomu Kumasi ayaresabia kasi ewa ho aya friend say Komfo Anochi Teaching Hospital ye trinity afra no kati menu ka se wona ekwa kwaja ayarehwa akosia wo hawo amane dende pa ni nyina no eye nsema atumi akoso efa banu dania no ena ye banu dani wo Komfo Anochi ayaresabia mu enam so ama wo so afo hwagane apomudin so atumi tabli krata de komano ese won twinsinsan ebeye na wotumienu ni enhwehwe ne nsama efase otumi ejai ayarefo no otumi ka se empa eni ho entomfo moni ncho baabi num na se omohwehwe nsam ne wie a na se nsam ne bone dia eni obetena fie na emom se odinkunim dia obesan so ba enam so amatuma yefo a ewo ho wo mo eje awo adokotesefo ena afi anesefo se da bi ne besi ni san ena papa begina ediama yen ena mo ha ye nemu na wotumi di krata atumi di abani so nkotena fie ena ye ina ne be kwanya be ye adwuma enti ena be ye enan mu nie udo ni kyeremu ewo Kumasi ayaresabia ye Komfo Anochi Teaching Hospital dokota ni bia eni ho wa mo so wa mo ye wa mo ya die mu aye dindin ya mo da wo mpa so eni wo mo timpintim kwamo eno na sisi udo ni kyeremu ewo ye mu OPD wa ena ayarefo no se wo mu tietia mu aniye enkonya mpa nkane na wo wanko mo tena so no eno mu duru wa akonya bia ni ho epunu bia ni ho eno ntia ayarehwabia ho atumi ayehwe ama edam so ma clinic ahodo wo ho adwuma atumi adoso eno ntia nipa no fra abanse adwuma atwase wo ye na atumi gina ama doctors ni anesefo no esanso eba adwuma mu oba adwuma no aban no emfa sese ngu kwam anya saade a ene nipa bahwe wonkra na yemfa ye nim kwankɔhwe Komfo Anochi wa be ade nipia mu ho na nkonya mpa ewo opidi ho no yatumi ayi adi afri ho Komfo Anochi ensensemi ana yaresafo ana yarefo a wo free miaye tutu etumi abaye so mo ba beje ayarehwe no eda so aka ho a ebinum mpo sisi amino ka sei ena na nsane na ya omo abedi no ama musika sempo etumi asa enu ena omo eka se omo ba sra Ghana ban seniema biada obetumi aka edi akira dokotasefo no ensese yede biada enkomo biada so mo di ano ebeto anum na omotumi edi muaye etumi di abase ne be ya wona ebeti apomuden no etumi enya apomuden ayarehwefo ema omo ahwe wo mo no aban no enye sansese yede no omusie wo mu se warehwe wona wayare mu ayede de nanso ebi mu da so aya ada ayaresabia ho OPD adwuma no de eda so ejina mu ewo ha mu eno na doctors fo won so eka se wo twa Ministry of Health mu aye ansa no timi esigina ye biada eno na nam so mabusuafo na ayarefo efrese onfa no ento anum ntam ensiesi asam no se ne be ya wona epe enkwa no ebetumi enya nkwa na wonu nso a eba beja ayarehwe no etumi enya ayarehwe yentie nsema wona ide woni kyeremu Komfo Anochi etimi ade tu eja
adie no sane ha me ena asorefo aboa me ena mede bai nya asorefo na aboa me aka midimi nya skama ya asorefo na aboa me na me nya skama dia ba ame yare me nufuo no ahono nufuo na ahono ena mede bai na omo abehwe me a bedi ko sofia abayu abiwo me bra aba na wo bedi ko sofia ena nufuo no sane ha me na almost another daughter now. Also, dating, Mamma say, may mirror, and I may buy. The sunny buy now, or ma may coach you will a buy. And I almost say, now what you mean? Now what you mean is what do, and young do not me buy with so I are. And I'm not quite the coach one, I'm with you, and I'm not quite.
Nti se obesan akọ achimoda muchi ana se obetwan se doctors le beba na obetina hefa
Enu ana meet me hu
obi wa hanum baby a obetimi atena na nchen ma doctors na ba na se obeye den
minimo
ene ya na no pe ya na obedu ana
enura ya kwan no se nura na yebedu no pa na me kofa ka so yebeduru anajo
kana dina mu bedu ya woda hefa
koda wo animo
hefa
animo no
baye
If you know, no more transfer ya ba ha no. Say me who doctor nti ba ya nani na watwe mienu. Nti ba ya no mo ya lab. No mo ma ya du, no mo se enko nani aba. Nti ba ya mo se doctor no. Na doctor na wo share no no, mi hu no mo no so no pa ka so ye ejima. Mo doctor se ka ya na aba no. Enu go no.
na no kwen fa na mo free baye
Ye visibila.
sisi amotse hefa
Me mama ne nwa aketsuwa ne ya behye no so asawase je presa wase ne aba ha
sisi ya doctors ni we mo me besa akọ ana se mo betwan se doctors ni
ne e problem no mbisa me ka che doctor ne se ya kwa awa ana ba bi a ya behye no so no ya behye ya ma me kuma so nsa ha na bra body ya ha no se si a so mu ntimi nya ho so no mu ntimi hu se ada se etina o me ya ejima na se cheche o me ya ejima nti enko de besi bia o mbe fe
ti mo twan se doctors ni mo ke mu wi ana mo sa akọ no
ai mo se ya de ne me bra no de ne bae nti omomo di nka ba ha nta sana me so me ba
Pastor, obaye deni pastor ya help.
Pastor Manjame o mese na ya cha doctor papa sa ne de o mo ya jumi
Pastor deni yo.
Pastor Manjame na yekuro me ka cha maso na yekuro na mde bae na o ma me call up na me se na wi kumemra me bae mo so ma pasa si manya don sa o me pefi
Sisi how dey.
Pastor Manjame na me so me ya kamende Menti ha ya meti ha ka yifu hwa na ma ba
Yedi yeni echomu ewe nyini wa chuma mponua mpesua so na nyina no eya ababa wa biada eya osiani bi etumi anocheche bi etumi abuno atano ede na bofom se de wanya ne seso no na nyina no ayo chechelefu yi yesi wudu ni chemo hostel amofra yida ena ono ena wohwo na ya na wompene se emrantie wo kurom ho no edo moni betremu no mabayan kwa ne sese na ebi mu epie ebi mu koba enti tichani nu ena hwe sania mane so na afi ye hostel no sika no ono na ejeje enso sika biada ono na ejeje na no ena nam so a okoda baba wai ka se ya akoda ya wodika enti fasika no bra hwa na kra no sa ase o mo sere no tichani kwa na o mu huro no okwa no mo sere no ye sir Godfred apempempa ye no mo bom sem sir Godfred sa no mo frɛ no enam so ama mo huro tichani wantumi ansa no so ni bufu ye eno to sa akwa yi so eno ni mienu mfiti asie yi we to na we yato na tichani wa makra yi so fom kikra na ne wode aka na ni hu ba miensa ohwa obone ni wubiema wa hwa asembe ba no de kwa ne sere ho akwa ne sere ho kokokokokoko titani fa ho ena wo buru akra sere ho a na no ena nam so ma akwadai yetumi na kopie ma wa yade sabia ne twase aposifo ensa etumi eka otirecheni enam so ma otirecheni ya polisifo ensa etumi akana menu wika sei wade otirecheni etumi asemu na akwara ne de yetumi edi na kiremu awa yade sabia sei ye kwa ni etumi aha no ofiso obawa na akwa no se nimu enam titani no so ade ne hwe ho no enu ntinu enam so ema mu ka politifo eye nsusemu ewo asem no ho na yemfa ye ni nhwe bi ne ekoso ewo eye nyinanyini Kopiemu ewo sofo no ne hye Ghana yen sase so efoma gudie tu esuo yewra Kofi Amaboa Emmanuel ena etumi edinsam edi atuja wabra na wotumi adan cooperative money initiative no eho eno ena woka se Nyankopon adomo manga na sika kokko wadome efomu eniama yebetumi de ediye nanso se ye ndisuni ana ya hwenu ya ebetumi ayenome edi ama manga na no na wose wo abotuo ene afi eye bodu tuo ewa kwanso no se yanhwe ne ade se ebetu dia se nsuo ene kwaya ene emire bi bedu amangana ye de nsa begu yeti na yesu nsompo yenye binom ye kwaya nyina ebesai ene no chese abandi cooperative money initiative no atumi ade aba na botaye nyina ne se ebemani pa anya adwuma na afi yetumi aboya ho ban afri nkwaya yesa no ni nso hodua yesa na etwa ye ho esia no emu na yentie ensem a ama Kofi Gua edi etu eja
President John Mahama the second coming yenyina yo enimse bae adie bakwo a yenyina nimse dia ya desua ama yenyina o Ghana ha eni inshira nyame ehira yen a yankesa yanhwe ni ya abeye yare na ku yenyina eni ekwan a yefa so a egudie a nyame dia achen sika kokko dia achen ekwan be na yen yebetui ni ayesa adwuma ne bi na wo ka go the adwuma ya ache British 4x na eba ni sen na sesia yetumi kase go the adwuma si epese ye ne papa dia agise kwasi bronia na ye konfra no ade nana go the adwuma ya nyame eno sika ekwan be na ye faswa ye nyina ya dwen be akọ se adwuma yi e Ghana for dia nemom ye nyina ye beji atum se obi a opese oye se adwuma ni bi no obeji atum se ye be fa kwampa so a ye die se adwuma ya yense yensuo yense ye kwaye yense ye environment na ebe tusika kokko na asasini ye wi a yetumi hihye
na wo sofo ekasamunu ana okansam edichemu esanso asebo adima wona watin kasa wayi woni Free Cooperative Mining Scheme no mu nyina se Omunka omakoma emfanto oyam na obenya kwan etumi akomu. Eno no se wobese wanyina ntitiye a ebetre won sane obebo nsuo ni kwaye ehoban sane ebe ye omutumi korama omunkose nsuo ni kwaye ahodo no osidi enti a wona nam kwambone so etu efoma gudie omoyi omunyina edi afiri mu no eya ntitiye pa ye de bema wo mu na afi omutumi korama cooperative mine ni mu a omotumi ehun seseye ene niema ewo ho se nsuo ebamia eni kwase mi kwa nsuo ni ho anase kwaye eni kwase mi bowre mu na mi kotum efoma gudie na mi sa kwaye no na emo mo betre wo mu ekwan a omoba fasua ombetumi aya ensensuo na nkofo hawo anyamane emfama omangana na yentie nsama osofo no esanso ekan ye edito aso.
Inti President Mahama say ya yemfa kuman no mo ankasa a mo tinsuo na no a mo nim nsuo no ho faso no mo ankasa protect nsuo no omonye omo ho BNI-fo omonye omo ho intelligence officer fo omonye omo ho young pioneers in the spirit of Kwame Nkrumah no mo defend nsuo ti aye bibi e friend Blue Water Guard. Meno kese ye de 2000 as spread ya ye ti minim sure say ye betia o baby ya se ne be ya almost be boy na ya ye bibi e friend Blue Water cleaning of our waters na eno so abedwo na we ya ye kan nyina no ba ko eno so ye de abamu ni se ye ngofo bi a omo de omo decide se ne ya kan nyina no omo ntie Inti yate national anti-illegal mining. Your friend Naimos. Say onusum kita stake no. Na yamfan deal with it. Banana ningina ya kanyina. Ni ewo mu a eye papa wo ko a ya kunyina ne na ne be ne wogina hai. Eye cooperative mining. Yes say mabunu no. Mu pese mu ye mani adwuma. Mu pese mu ye mani adwuma. Aban se mu aye ready. Ya de mo fa kwan paso ya mani adwuma na ya simple ye chesi no adoso anaju na ma yi dwane omo ni bebi akọ heya no mbewo nti ekwan be na wada roma ye ba wana nsu se nana me bebi ye ko mu ha de nsuo ni ha o ha de ensa ye kwae na yemfa EPA for the Minerals Commission for yemma mu training na yan church require omu be ye mine ni papa ensa yensuo ensa ye kwae ensa ye asase
ye piemu ewa santimantamu brono kumasi aso na nyina no eyadwadifo omu wo kumasi kejetia ena etumi eka ache contractor UK Limited for so musra wo mu oman sanso emra juma meye juma mfama kejetia phase 2 no na entumi emwa na ejuma enkoso madwadifo enya baby entina na sisia de ayone kese pa na etumi ato wo mu na nyina no aye sikasema eto etumi atwa enamso ama contractor etumi ama na juma efo ebeye wo ha ne aduonu 150 workers etumi akwa fie so mo kwatena fie na sika emma na afi ni nsunya bra metumi ato adwumadie ne so namso ama ye omo officer ewo eye kejetia no menu ka sei o metumi atum eno na dwadifo ewo ho esra aban se aban enhye na ontimi mo contractor UK Limited for sika biada etwasaba na omutimi ato adwumadie ne so no aban ne hwe mo fansem se ne be ye betumi aboa mekejetia phase 2 no omotumi awie madwadifo no so no enya baabi atena edi won enyuma.
We came here this morning with a plea for Contractor UK Limited. About a fortnight ago, we got information from the media that some workers, about 150 workers, had been sent home. For us, it was quite unfortunate because after our press conference and after the response from the minister, we felt that work was going to commence immediately. Unfortunately, we hear this news and we had to come to them with a plea, knowing that if we don't maintain them here in Kumasi, we have nowhere else to get any kind of information concerning the project, that is KJTR Phase 2 project. And so we are here this morning specifically to plead with them not to close their offices. And we also wanted to assure them that as stakeholders and as traders, the ultimate beneficiaries of the Phase 2 project, we would still press on the government to do due diligence to the debt owed them, so that with immediate effect.
Me kopiamu ewo banu Daniel no ena oda National Development Planning Commission ye chani tiafa no NDPC Dr. Nimoy Thompson ena eka se sisia no abanu sise die ede pillars mako enan etimi ede ababe siwo adwene mu mako enaya odibehwe etimi ede akwatia galamseya ekoso ena afi omanyimu ye economy development committee no ebetumi ahwanso etumi aboa sane ebeya ensise ya hodu a ebegu ho na ebetumi ache ema wo hawkase a ekoso no eto etumi esi eno ena okyere ni nsemu se sa niema ebeboa ema oman Ghana yetumi aye niema ede akwa kire efrise aba bia ba Washa no ankasa manifesto odi aba ni ohwe mu osiame ban mikasa medim kokwa nketenkete eni ntinichinchin atwan esa oba beye meba no mikasa me the one district one factory nanso so man Ghana ye wo finya de da ho se da bi finya eda hoi ni nyina ne se abaya resabia hoduwa na yesi na santimantemu entimi yaba foforo na samaba etwasa metoso edi free wo edi ko si anye sanse se edi ne dia ena aban beba aban beko enwuma hoduwa yeye no bebre na beka fisi obi abepese obesane dia ase no akasa ai we de ye ndis na yeye we de ye MPP na yeye na wabra wakasa nsemi na wakade chair parliament economy and development committee sesi siano etwasa omutumi hu no mo yensi se edi no mutim ediso na yentie ensema boche of the National Development Plan Commission NDPC Dr. Nimoy Thompson editu eja.
Don't listen to the propaganda of the past where people rejected long-term planning. There's not a single country out there that doesn't have a long-term plan. They all do. I always tell them the United States has a 100-year plan for creating jobs, 1950 to 2050. And they have the institutions for that. And we will come back to you with that request in terms of finishing the consolidated national development plan. It will consolidate 4 existing plans that have never been implemented in the last 10 years. The 40 years plan, Ghana Beyond Aid, Ghana at 100, and Vision 2057. These were all prepared in the last 10 years. None were implemented. Within the same period, China had China 2020.
Ye kopiemu ewo takwa ni nyina no regional director of Environmental Protection Agency. Yera Derek Eshia logo ena etumi asra na nanom atramkonya wo. Se ni die mu omu nyina enkamom na omu emfa omu tumi no ma wode omu wosu entumi mu a na okon e friend se galam se kun a enam soma Ghana yensuo yenkwaye essay na ekum ebinum essay binum no ebetumi aboa no motumi afiri ho eno ho sese senananum etimi etabre omo amamre no etimi edi kwako a wona etu efoma gudie edi osoro ni ahopopo to onso a osusu se webebua ama Ghana aban enso sese ya oye edi afa galamse kon no etumi awiemu ye ewa man Ghana eno na wotimu se ubekomu mponu na wona etu efoma gudie enna mrakwaso no ebimi kutakuta etuo emranta ne ho agodo enti wona aban edi wona aba ai omoma se no momo ye kwa ye ni enso ho ban no obokoni atwetu okwabrane so ni atwese kanti di so nya hopopo etumi edi abra wo mom to osana nanom atrankonya se ni die mu omuntumi fo mutumi kase no entumi emfa ensiwo emfa ma oko a ekoso man Ghana galamse kono na eto entumi entwa.
As we do our enforcement and then our monitoring, when you speak with these galamseyers, they are not prepared to stop what they are doing. They are so emboldened that they have even ammunition on site, and if you are not well prepared, you can lose your life. We believe that the chiefs who are custodians of the lands in these communities, they have the powers to invoke the spirits in water bodies and then in the forest. So we are saying they should call their community members together, invoke the spirits, and let them know anybody who goes in the water body to mine without the appropriate permits, such a person should die. If you enter the forest as well without a permit, you enter, you shouldn't come back, you should die. When the people start dying because of defying the chief's orders and the invocation that has been done, others will not enter same to go and do these illegal activities. And we believe if we can do this across the country, it will change the narrative. People will not enter forests or enter these water bodies and go and do whatever they want. We also think that if government will come in and empower these chiefs, embolden these chiefs with some funds for them to use to protect these water bodies and forests, it will help. However, when these funds are made available to these chiefs, any chief that will not protect the water body or allow their members or people from outside to enter these water bodies, government should destroy them with the help of the how do you call it, the Council of
ye piamu ewan kakro kesiam no nyina eyen suyiri ni woso a etimi akosro ewo manga na mu o enam sumo ni monyamfo Frederick Ato ama etimi abokoko se nkropon se ya enyeye ni mra wondi sunu ama suyiri ene woso pa etimi ayekese ewo enkraya titro eni babia wanu etiti nsuo akwamo eno na okase etwase aban no etimi bua local authorities no ama wonye sika di si sahawi ni jumadie anom na saban na moade a enya bra sa niema no ebetumi afiri ho dani da nsuo beto no nsu yiri ebekoso na afi wo sonso tumi adoso ewo oman Ghana emu na yentie nsema Professor Frederick Ato ama etimi editu eja.
These are known as the usual suspects. Awareness creation, knowledge generation, stakeholder engagement. These are all well known. We talk about the fact that we need to enforce building regulations, zoning regulations, green urban infrastructure regulations. We also know that we talk about cross-sectoral adaptation planning. We know that. We talk about how this can be done in a decentralized manner. So enforcement of decentralized systems be able to function. We talk about sending financial wherewithal to the relevant authorities that are mandated by statutory regulation to do this. So in terms of what needs to be done, all of these things are there. At the household level, we have to look at the building materials that families use. We have to look at ventilation. We have to look at the household density. All of these issues are entwined. And in order to elicit the response we want, we must do this in a collective manner.
Thank you. Ye piemu awa ayalishoma ni ekwako piemu awa Reverend Stephen Wegam ene tumidi ensem edi atuja efa akwa hosan ejuma yefo ehom eno no si wudi wani chomu ewo nkrokese mu a ubonso wona eye tuma awa akwa hosan bebre adokotesefo no atimi adoso nansu wudi wani chomu ewo nkrokutu ma aya na ho edin pa titro ni nursefo omu ebetimi asa yade eno na wokase etwasa abano de siseye etumi edigu form na wotumi di adokotesefo ni anasefo ekomia ya wo hia won pa se ne be ebetumi aboa na oman Ghana baby biada ayalehwe dwumadi ekoso no obia etumi enya ne pe ne fa hodie na afi yade biada edi bekyere mo hono etumi ahwe edi afiri ho sankoba sade a wona ewo nkrokutu anim ebebre na wona ewo nkronkasie mu no enya fa hodie ni ahoto yenya ya oman Ghana fo ebasa nso yesisie enti abani nhwe na wona eya akwa hosan ho adwumayefo pi no yamfo mu ko nkronkutu mu se ne ebe betumi aboa ma oman Ghana yalehwe etumi egina epintin.
Relative to its population, in some regions, one doctor says more than 25,000 people. This presents a threat to the availability of essential health services. Having worked in deprived areas, I've observed firsthand the inequitable distribution of health workers with a concentration in urban centers. This undermines equitable access to health services and calls for deliberate policies and incentives to ensure a more balanced distribution of the workforce. The journey towards universal health coverage requires us to strengthen primary health care through optimizing our health workforce and fully utilize the investment we are making in training young people who are praying to become health professionals. I'm encouraged that the Ministry of Health is pursuing innovative approaches, such entering into bilateral agreements for the exchange of health professionals. Such initiatives have the potential to strengthen workforce development and improve service delivery. Ladies and gentlemen.
Mejla wesu na metumi di Ghana nsam ni nyina ediesi medami hotel na makwa ba afia ba ye de ni betwemu ewa amanfoforo so nsam na metumi atabiri edi ababebo simantetebe ye duasa yenkwaji abafo nkrato emra.
Let me be.
Eradin shira we Yesu Kristo demu. Wakwa po Kofi Oduro ena meka say frem osofo gidigidi wate. Tie Erade bie kwan de ato ho se efira nopa. Hana eba ompa ye na Erade tie. No the Samuel ebai. Tie Erade amaya kwanya se fie da bia ye ntwe nanim ne ompa ye. Empa ye gidigidi. Enemy shout afa janso. Refiner Chapel International Auditorium. Taifa Junction. So do Taifa Junction. Baby, a ton spare pass. No, Messi baby, a ton spare pass. Nankasa. For spare pass for an animal. Net 2 Medica FF is sunny. Bones am a somebody is your Refiner Chapel International. And mean, she fear to be a 7:30. Messi a fear no pa. A 7:30. If I didn't found out, I will use you. Amen.
Refiner's fire.
Yebo eremu ewo emono nsema ne kwakopemu ewo South Africa na ninyina no eye Malawi fo mamufo pi eye mo franketua ne eye emaba wanom enkwada ne oba bia wanyinsan adu bosome nkro ono so aka ho emprempre die baby a omoda no omoda ewo abonten ewo Sherwood Hall ewo Durban emu na no na wo kire se wo se wonse wonfiri wontena bia ewo Sidiniam and Afi Benwood Emantemu osikuo no eka se omompeti memufobia wo honam so masasewura num etumi aka che so omuntu emfamfiri ho ansa na jumbu sumene da to so aduasa afi mpimienu aduanu nsiemu etumi adu enya sa de okutankrato unkutankrato ni achewa ene hwe de wanwe kra beje wo kra e de firi wonsam eno na nam so ama me no eka se omotumi etufiri wa omoda abonten na omudidi wa abonten ejade mpono omunya nso mfa njade wona won krata wona ani krata to wona no dem efra wona ban so ma mefa wo mo afin so wo sra South Africa ban no ntimi nya bibi mfa ho afi wo fra bibi man kabom kuo se ne ekoso South Africa no wodwene ho awonte ase ebesi sai na nyanko bibifuo yebetimi etan yonko bibifo sa efrimi mem na se wan frimi mem a ai maku wan frimi mem a macho wan frimi mem a mabu ne edi nkonya hodo nom eburu obinom eno na Malawifo yi etumi ekase ene makoso na de ma mo pa wana aye adwuma be ye mfie aduonum mfie aduasa ede apagya pade ede asu omenu kase yetu omu nyina afri wa yaje ni nyina ede afri omu nsem eno no mu kyemu se ewiase mfo omo ntumai na omu nka bi emfama wonom na yehwe ne ekoso ewo eho enomu.
My name is Adam Ali. Adam Ali.
Tell us what is happening here today.
You the problem here, which is happening here, these people, they've been chased where they were staying. They were staying around Benwood, some in Sherwood, some in Overport, some they come from far as Tongat. So they've been given notice that because of March and March, they must leave. And some they've been disturbed, and some they're in the hospital while I'm talking to you. So to save their life, they just ran away to come here so that they must be safe. That's why they are here.
If you could just tell us, we see women and children and they are sleeping on open space. We hear now there's buses that will get taken. Can you please elaborate and tell us more?
Yeah, by now we are arranging with the Malay High Commission so that they will send the buses so that we can repatriate our people to go back to Malawi. So that is what we are arranging. And soon the buses will come. This is emergency. So we can't allow our people to stay on the open place. And this is going to cause some diseases as there's no tent here. And you can see staying without 3 to 4 days without bathing, having a small 2 toilets for over 1,000 people, which is very bad. So 1,200, all they are ready to go back home. They are from Malawi. Whoever is here, it's 1,200. All they are Malawians, yes. Okay. They will come, but they are not coming to arrest no one. They will come just to make the fingerprints and to verify their status and whatever. They will just take the fingerprints. That is the formality. They always do that. Like those xenophobia which happened in 2008, it was the same thing. The Home Affairs always be here to take the fingerprint.
Yekopiemu awa Nigeria eno Nigeria aban sosofo no ena hwamono ne nsensam so etumi atempintin kwa akasapa de ache South Africa aban no sai ne ekoso editia ye Nigeria fo amu ho nam so ema ya bubinum ye pia binum adito hawo ni amane mu no enam so ema Nigeria fo ba be kasa chemu se South Africa ena de munsa asumo chi ejale na monka hu se mo benya fa hodie no ejan ni Nigeria for so ene mamunya fa hodie ye de yan kwato ho ye tabiri sika amam panifo nyina boaye na se ene mo ye nkofo ba mo ho na omo ba be pa brabo pa esimu sen ena mutumi ye omo yakayaka de etu omo so atua ni sentino omo ka cha South Africa for so munye ni ye na tafosa ma senya ne nkwane anajo ade nso ebesasa na ade sabiema ehwane ebe wo se sama wo wiase anase sama eni wiase ni sentino omo cho omo se emo mo hu nye omo se akukọ ntwiwa ono hu nti abota frɛ wandru jom se ne South Africa fo enjado omo ye ne dia eni omo nso omo mu akukọ ntwiwa omo soso wo omo ewo kwa so wabra omo ma South Africa fo nso endu jom ewo mu nyuma omo ye emo na ye nti ensama Nigeria fo abansho fo wo hwa amono ne ensam so etumi gina simpiesu editu eja.
Nigeria is not happy because Nigeria has sacrificed much for the South African struggle for independence. Nigeria sacrificed quite a lot, committed funds, committed resources to aid South Africa. In schools, seats were reserved for South African students. My own generation, we carried placards. We demonstrated in front of South African assets. Sometimes we even got arrested for doing this. And Nigeria is a serious frontline state. And Nigerians are not happy about how they have treated us. They are not asking other migrants to leave. They're only asking black migrants to leave. That is a situation that we are considering. This is up to our legislature. This is up to the highest This is a decision that has to be taken at the highest level of government, but it's not off the table. This evacuation is being undertaken with NEMA. We're doing that.
Yeda Suajamu, our South Africa, and someone, Namsuma, Nigeria, Ambassador Bianca. Odumengu Ojuku etumeden nsam edia tuja se South Africa banu amone homode ba ku se impo wose niama ekoso efa nkuntia ne ntonsa so a yetu edi se wona efri Nigeria fo de omone choma South Africa no se South Africa banu ejina simpie no be masoka sai womo ade omone chomo ho aye nwuma ho nyina no enam kotika so na ba ya obaso omuhu o se nam krata senso nemom South Africa for enka enwuse omo ankasa soafo a na wono ena hwe amonone ensam so ne wona baba wo man ni mu etumi gigina mu se enya blada obi biado okuta nkrata a ewuo no obetumi asaya ne foforo etumi ade ama no afi wo ma ho kwan ema ne ma nkoso ampa mfia ebeye nwotwenie ena sane ma na koso South Africa enam so ma wona okuta nkrata nanka enwuyan na ewunu enyina no etumi aba be ka ho se han omumpra kwati kwan ana omamfa kwan paso ena ba South Africa o se South Africa ba ne tenase ese sansam na yensin hu na enya no kware na yentie nsama Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ojuku etumi editu eja.
Citizens are being harassed. Our citizens, their properties are being looted. Criminal actions are perpetuated on our citizens. The police refuse to do anything. The South African government has not come out strongly, firmly enough to condemn these incidents. So our citizens are imperiled. They are in distress. So they cannot be said to be illegal migrants. People who are doing legitimate business have their shops looted. They have their shops set on fire. Children cannot go to school because they are intimidated in their schools. So to say that Nigerians who are in South Africa doing legitimate business are illegal migrants is absolutely untrue.
Aha, and the brother mama crying, don't riba ko akonchom no betu you off kasam for ini so say nwumre kase abono metumi ati abanere ne edi kande nsam ne bebo nsa na fofo na kanyina edi atoaso media ne na kwasi amofa me na Ghana ina chimatum sa ba akan kase boma me na metabiri etumi asitrodo ma atoa etumi ajeso na yensam yetogui ewo Facebook na hono ay off TV sanso na YouTube unya ye ho off TV afi Google Play Store no abefo ntintan fidie ni so wono yaye app kama da wa eno nso no yansam no wo download wane e wo don sabos wa na o hyeyen Refiners Stop International and the crime mu nyame pa da ye fiada no opa wo no emra wana pa chuma wana dwendwe no hada no so mi kiro baabi a ubetimi aba abesie baabi a ubetimi yi ho ne amane ne free ho edi amount emfa wo se wo ya bofra wo ye sujani wo ye obonyini wo dia no ye juma enyeye wo dia no loss of job, lack of job, wo dia no debt, shame, failure, wo dia no delay in marriage and a delay in childbirth bia menu ka say wo da na tumi bi eno ababeda ni nyina ne say wo di wani kiremu our Refiners Stop International da fiada eya no nso anifa empire ye yesu afa ne say adenya empire specific prayer a ekosono oba nyankopon atra ne nsam obotan no osefa na manen beda no na mpa obesue wo obeso ano edi amount na wayi edi afri ho ne yebom mpa ye ne awia ne akyere wo so aburo wadwe no ntia ase so ye huhum ne honam nsam no na ko a wayi na si ho no hu ne twrade ye ka ne na ehunu ne de ye ka ne na hu ne tina de ye ka ne no ne dia ne Apostle Paul Kofi Oduro obetena se na afo hawo ne amane bia wo de ba no obetwa ba ko no ba ko so na wodi nsam no tunanim a nyame nam ne so de ye huhum fam no obeda ne di acho de ye honam fam no so no obeda ne di acho timetomen safro ye wo eye Taifa Johnson baby asepa pass fo no ewo no omotonton ka ho nema ene wonya si ho abusa se wo hwehwe osofu gidigidi ana off TV ubo akodo panyino obi abetro tu anamon na won so bra na nyame a woyema adikanfo no se nyame kro na otisa na otisa chi na obeyama no aka se wedie eye nyame nsa ena ayeye aha ena medi wusie obapa Augustina Owusu Mame Efia Frima Midofo Papa B Oba Konofo Enchiakasie Enko Entum Enfamao Inkoso Clothing wonso mechiao nyame anya okase Priscilla Jacobs nyame empejao na wonyumfri adumo na asare Mwabrako abate baby jet ekia mensa and ekia mansa ono na dimira emfremamu bema wodi ekia that ebeka wansem o chim mfidie ni camera no de number na o mia wei na o kan we 4321 max udem live action yanko break asamoa una we ni nyina da nyame nsrawo ensem ya wo hwe ye na nakwese amufa me na mekwaturi ni nyina da kasamfo nyina wo hu ye ne bibibia da no me ana metimi ebo homoden eye na mewia ma betena asanso ababa bese wo hanam de wusie nyame pa enwumla no wotwe the church ebekoso afia no pa ni minsia e wa no pa kase ebomu me ma hwefo nyina mmoni hwe a adesie